Oh, okay. You're here and I'm pleased because I really dig your company. This is that podcast for them 35 to 55-year-old people who love them some Robert Glasper and they Jill Scotts and love to just vibe out, but did not forget when they was out on the dance floor for the 99 and the 2000s backing that ass up. It's me, Danny, and you listening to the Just Saying podcast. Sure, I've been in love a time or two, but in the end, I still chose you. No one could ever make me feel this way. That's why it's killing me. We're going through. Somehow thought between me and you, our love would stand the test of time and never ever fade. But we're not making love no more. We're not even trying to change. Tell me how it slips away. Does it ever stay the same? We don't even talk no more. We ran out of words to say. Tell me it don't have to change. Won't it ever stay the same? Y'all remember Jodeci, Cisco, don't. Y'all remember any of that, child? That was my jam back in the day. I know everybody wanted, somebody sleeping in my bed, messing with my head, taking my place. But for me, because that was the radio jam. My next one of my next ones, but I love Beauty. Sorry didn't notice you then. Then again you didn't notice me. And we'll remain passers by until the next time we see. I'm hoping I can make you mine, for another man steals your heart. Once that beauty is mine, I swear we will never be apart. Walks by me every day. Y'all, okay? Well, he be like, y'all. Can I sing? No, shut up. Mind your own business. You were singing with me bad too. So, how was your day going, y'all? It has been a very interesting time, and we're about to get into some of it. But thank you all for coming. Shout out to all my peoples who are here new. Shout out to the people who just been riding out with me. I love you. We got a couple things to talk about today, and I am ready. So let's get the intro started so we can get into these conversations. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. That's all I could think about, y'all. When I know y'all probably want me to talk about the Drake and Kendrick rap beef, but Kendrick won. Too many songs dropped. That daggone Meet the Grams took me out. I was like, okay, this is cool. In the beginning, I was like, okay, these two gonna rap, whatever. Beef going. Then when they did the Family Matters and Meet the Grams, I was like, all right, this is done, right? I said this is done, but then when Kendrick dropped, they not like us, they not like us, they not like us. I said, oh, it's over. It's over. And am I like super hip hop? If you knew me, because I be on here, I give y'all a lot of the R&B, but I'm like such a rap fan. I am battle rap, watching it on YouTube. I've been watching battle rap for a good 15, 20 years of battle rap. Like, I remember back in the day when Remy Ma was a battle rapper. Like I'm hip hop, right? I'm hip hop and R&B to my heart. So this was very interesting to me, and I really liked everything about what was going on between the two of them, and I love the all the contrast between these two artists, giving it skin tone down to lyrical ability, down to content, all of the stuff, right? Flow, everything I loved. And I was always more for one side than the other side from the beginning. But at the end of the day, battle rap for me, it's always interesting, and I really like battle rap. I love when I do like that every now and then, just for the sport of it, rappers should be able to battle. But my problem is always they always do this thing where they have to talk about like sleeping with women, right? And for me, it is never respectable when grown men, especially men who are over the age of 30, get to talk about, oh yeah, I slept with your wife, or he slept with your wife, or he slept with your girl, which was the Chris Brown Quavo more than these two. But even still, I'm not getting into the other things that were discussed, but I will talk about, I don't like when grown men talk about sleeping with another man's woman as to be like clout, especially when if a woman says she slept with another woman's man, it's not clout. But we all be on here like, oh, he said he slept with her when she was with him, and I'm like, dude, if a girl says the same thing, now she nasty. Well, and I don't like it. And I know y'all be like, well, women's body count. I don't want to get in there. Body count is really ridiculous. And since we talk about body count, and we are, because I brought it up, I just need to say that body count only matters to men because men do not know if their performance is good or not because they can't perform on themselves. And so because they can't perform on themselves, they don't know if they're good or not. So they do not want women to have many samples of what sex feels like so that they don't know whether they're getting good or bad. That's the only reason why body count matters for real in this day and time. That's it. And if you all, as women, fall for telling a man what your body count is, or you try to keep your body count low so that a man don't feel insecure, you need to check on your own self, okay? Check on your own self, okay? Because you know that you've been with some people that just weren't good. And let's be honest, most of us don't tell them they're not good because of safety reasons, because since these men don't know that they can be told that they're not good and we could teach them how to be better, we don't tell men that what they're doing is not enjoyable. We just stop having sex with them and they think that we are the problem when they are the problem. But I digress because I don't even want to get into it unless y'all really want me to. We can have a whole discussion about that whole situation because I always feel like why lie? Say, baby, I don't know what you was doing with whoever you was with before, but I don't like it. Can I tell you what I need to help me enjoy this experience more? And if I enjoy this experience more, you gonna enjoy this experience more because I'm really gonna be into it. Because right now I'm not. I'm trying to figure out how I can get back to my Netflix watching because there was a series on there that I was really trying to finish. So can we wrap it up? That's how a lot of y'all feel. Cause y'all ain't been able to tell men that they not doing a good job. But anyway, back to the rap beef. So the rap beef was going on. I really did like it. It looks like it's done now. No songs have dropped back to back in a couple of days. So I think it's over. It seems like the last one that Drake put out said that he was done. He wasn't responding no more. He was over it. He was finished. And so then that would then mean that, you know, I guess Kendrick also is done because he already know he knocked that man down. And so now he don't need to, keep going at him. Well, moving on. Speaking of hip hop, I know some of y'all might not like it, but I listen to the Joe Budden podcast. On that podcast is Melissa Ford. Y'all know Melissa Ford? Melissa Ford used to be a video vixen back in the day. I don't know if they was calling them video vixens back when she was in videos, but she was in like the Jay-Z videos, the mystical videos, all the rap videos from back in the day, Busta Rhymes videos, stuff like that. Okay. And then she did a pivot in her career. And I remember there was like a while ago when earlier in the um reality TV shows, not so far back as Real World, but I want to say maybe a good 8-10 years ago, something like that. She was on this show where it was a couple of women. Melissa was trying to get into real estate. I don't remember, but it was a couple of black women and they were, showing their lives. I can't remember the name of the show though. And then Melissa Ford, at some point, I believe she ended up on Hollywood Unlocked with Jason Lee. I hope y'all are into any of these things. If not, look them all up. Hollywood Unlocked was kind of like a blog TV show that was on YouTube. I don't know if they even play it no more. I don't watch it anymore. But when Melissa was on there, I was watching it. I think I just like Melissa Ford. Um, Melissa Ford was on Hollywood Unlocked. Then she was in a car accident, y'all. It was a bad car accident. She has brain damage, a lot of brain injuries from that car accident, and she ended up leaving the show because of it. And then I didn't really know where she was. A couple of months ago, she popped up again, and she was supposed to be doing a show with Moni Love. It just didn't seem like it was working for some reason. I don't know what was going on with the two of them, but that podcast came and went really quickly. And now she is the only woman on the Joe Budden podcast. I like to listen because uh, a lot of times I get that 90s male thought process, and sometimes you get them trying to evolve their thought process, but also Melissa is a pushback to a lot of the things that they think or the way that they see the. I like the pushback that Melissa does give on the show. So I listen, and the past week Melissa Ford was on another podcast as a guest. I know I'm rolling y'all all the way down to get to what I want to talk about. Melissa Ford was on another podcast as a guest. She was on Torre's podcast, and y'all know Torre is a hip-hop journalist who has a podcast out right now. And don't follow him. Don't follow none of these other podcasts. Y'all ain't following me while y'all listening. Don't follow none of them. Follow me first, because you heard about them from me. Okay. Okay. Anyway, Torre has a podcast. Melissa Ford was on that podcast. Torre is the one. If you don't know him from anything else, even though you should, if you're in hip hop or black entertainment, Torre is the person who had that interview where R. Kelly was like, when he's the one who asked R. Kelly, like, do you like young girls? And R. Kelly was like, when we talk about young, what age are we talking about? And Torre was like, what the hell? Like young. Do you like underage girls? Like, so Torre was the one who got that interview that was just like, y'all, do you see this man? Okay, so and if you've been following me, I covered that whole surviving R. Kelly situation. So if you're not familiar, just look him up. I think it's Torey, Tore, child. I don't know. Let me look it up because I don't want you to have the wrong name when you don't need to. You can have the right one. You know what I'm saying? So let's just give it to you. Give it to you correctly so you know what's going on. Toure is Toure. Look at me. I don't even know how to spell things. Toure. Toure Show. This is the name of the podcast, but his name is Toure. You can look him up. So Melissa Ford was on that podcast recently, and she was talking about a lot of things that I feel like I appreciate coming from a woman who she admits, like, she was saying a lot of the things that she's speaking about, she's not supposed to speak about, because she's supposed to just be worried about her beauty, because coming from being a video vixen, coming from being a video girl, being known she was in, those hip hop magazines back in the day, King magazine, Double XL, all of those things, modeling, coming from all of that, you would expect that all she's worried about is her looks, and staying looking and continuing to look like a young girl and all this stuff. And she has been very vocal, being like, no, I am a woman in my 40s. I'm dealing with 40-year-old stuff. I talk about 40-year-old things. I'm not in this, just for the look. Do I want to maintain health? Yes. Do I work out for mental and physical health? Yes, I do. But am I out here, trying to augment my body all up so that I can still compete with 20-year-old girls? No, I'm not. And that was great. A couple of the things, I'm going to talk about a couple of things she spoke about on that podcast, because I feel like they relate to the age group in which I live in today. Okay. And if you are younger than me, you should listen just for preparedness for some of these things, right? And to see how a woman handles it, so that you're not forever chasing youth. Because it's going to catch age. Listen, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Age will always catch up with you, right? And we see so many women who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, who spend a lot of money altering their face, and y'all all be like, she look bad, she do not look good. But that's because y'all also will say that a woman who just looks 40 with her 40-year-old face look bad. I know I've had a friend of mine who would send me pictures of women who are in their 50s and 60s, and it just looks like their regular face, and they being like, oh, she look bad. And I'm like, no, she looked like 55, 60 years old. That's what she looks like. That's what 55, 60 looks like. 55, 60 cannot look like, a 20-year-old, especially when you'll also send a picture saying that Whoopi Goldberg or Cicely Tyson, oh, they're beautiful, or Jennifer Lewis, they're beautiful. Those women look like their age. You can't get to that type of woman age if you won't stop augmenting your face in the middle stages to try to look like early 20s. You understand? Okay. So one of the things that Melissa Ford decided to speak about on this was being perimenopausal. Okay. And she was talking about, how, the flashes come and the mood swings come, and people not allowing you to, you know, feel that way without being so apologetic because you're not allowed to age. And I just think that there's not a lot of conversation, or there's not enough conversation with respect about that, about aging and what it feels like and what those things look like, and what women would need um as support from not just men but other women. We always see women will be like, fanning themselves, talking about, oh, I got a hot flash, and everybody laughed at it and it's jokey or whatever. But there's a seriousness that comes with that. There's a seriousness. I know I was at work the other day, and one of my coworkers at work was talking about her hot flashes, and I do not have hot flashes right now, but I had a fan that somebody told me about that works for the summertime, because I don't like to be hot in the summertime, right? And so I got one of these portable fans, like it's like it go around your neck, and it just, you charge it up, that thing will blow air and you be good. It don't make a lot of noise or anything like that. And so I was telling this woman, like, hey, I have mine just for summertime outings and whatnot, but it may help you year round. She got that thing off of Amazon, and the next day came in and was like, girl, you done saved my life. I might not want to choke my husband because I'm cool now. And one of the things that Melissa Ford was saying is, like, sometimes when you perimenopausal, you start feeling like murdery. Like, you just feel like somebody could go today. But those are the things that I would like to have more panel discussions about, to just being like, this is for real. It's not a joke. It is not, it should not be embarrassing. We should not be embarrassed to say I'm experiencing this. This is a part of my life, because we need to be more accepting that getting older is okay, right? Are you older and healthy is the thing, because a lot of us feel like getting older just means sickly, but it doesn't. It really just means you have to continue to take care of your body. A lot of us weren't taught early to take care of our body, so when we hit our 40s and 50s, we get embarrassed because we need to be taking care of our bodies. But I say, take care of your dang on body and keep it pushing, keep living, keep being out here. There's women in their 70s and 80s still running marathons, still running 5Ks, still weightlifting, all of those kind of things, swimming and everything. You can do it if we aren't walking around here ashamed of the age that we are. It's too many people being like, oh, I'm some years old. Say your age. You lived them all. You survived every year except for the one you living right now. You've completely survived every year except for the one you are living right now. We should not be ashamed of that. And I 100% love that. And the statement of completely surviving your year brings me to my next statement. My next topic she was talking about. Melissa Ford also spoke about the fact that she was in the car accident and that she now has, some residual damage from her brain injuries. She was saying that, she sometimes has trouble thinking, sometimes there's trouble focusing, sometimes she said that in the beginning, like there were times when she could think of a word that she wanted to say, but she couldn't actually like say it. She couldn't get it to come out of her mouth, or sometimes she just couldn't think of the actual word that she wanted to say. And Melissa Ford is a very intelligent woman. So I could see how that was frustrating. But the statement that she made that really stuck with me was like, a lot of times when people have traumatic health situations, you never, and well, not even a lot of times, I believe every time, you never go back to who you were before that experience. I believe that everything in life all the time changes you, right? But there are lots of things that will change people that people can't see. And so because they can't see what has happened to you, they don't accept that things have happened to you. Okay. Like, and not saying like I don't believe what you happened, but it is it when you can see physical changes in a person, people are always focused on that. If somebody, broke their arm, it's always like, oh, is your arm okay? Oh, is your arm okay? Or is your arm okay? Your legs, oh, is your leg, your back, oh, is your back okay? That type of thing. But if it's a brain injury, I because I present in a way that seems like I'm quote unquote regular, on the times when I'm not feeling regular, I don't know how to explain to you that today I just don't feel like regular me. And you want to deal with that because people just like, oh, okay. Like I have a friend who had a traumatic health scare where they almost went to the Lord a good couple. They had to get brought back a couple of times. Okay. All the time they will say, sometimes I just don't feel like I can remember things. I feel like I forget things. I feel like there's so many things that I forgot that is hard. And there was a time when I would be like, okay, I have to admit, like, even for me, I was just like, so you don't, what you mean you don't forget, you forget. Also, I know somebody who has some serious health scares that now they're like they have a food fear, right? um I know me, if you've been listening to me for a long time, you know that in 2019 I almost met the Lord myself personally in person because of a diabetes issue that I didn't know I had, right? After that, there are days when I literally I'm like, did I go? Like, am I really alive? Is this really real? I don't know. There are things that I'm afraid of. One of the things is when you are about to go into like shock or the coma from diabetic complications, your body starts to like try to drain itself because there's too much of something. I don't know, but I was just like basically leaking out. And I thought that I thought it was urine, but it really wasn't. It was my body trying to just like flush itself, right? And so one of the things after you have, when you find out you have diabetes, you really need to drink a lot of water. I ended up having weight loss surgery to rid me of my diabetes issues, but I have to drink an exuberant amount of water every day um, to keep me hydrated. And when I drink a lot of water and then I have to go to the bathroom a lot, it starts to give me an anxiety attack because I'm like, am I going to the bathroom because of the water, or am I in this bathroom because diabetes is about to take me out of here again? I never know. So, I know that there's lots of things that have made me not the same as I was before the incident that took me to the hospital. I'm very cautious of lots of things. I'm afraid of a lot of things that I wasn't afraid of before. And I already was a fearful person. I've learned in my last couple of years that like I'm scared of some things that I wish that I could conquer. Right. But Melissa's saying that, there comes a time when you have these health scares that really will alter who you are, and the people around you, if they are not safe spaces, they won't accept this new version of you, because they keep on waiting for you to get back to the old version of you. And while we're talking about that, let me speak about, because this is you all know my mom has dementia. My mom has dementia, and it's always a lot of people who will be like, oh yeah, we praying for her to get better, or we praying for her to get better, when I really need prayer for you to help me to sustain where she's at today. You know what I'm saying? Like and when people have, life, if somebody has cancer, even if that cancer goes into remission and then you hear them saying, I no longer have cancer, those people are changed. They ain't the person they was before they got a cancer diagnosis. That is not the same person. There was a person before a cancer diagnosis. There was a person who was going through their cancer treatments. And there is a third person who has conquered cancer. That person looks like and has some similarities to person one. But person three is not exactly the same. And if you can't deal with person three, and you want person three to make you feel comfortable by being person one, move out their way. Move out their way so they can be a better person for themselves. Don't keep on trying to make them be their own selves. Don't keep on trying to make them be. Now, if they are sinking into a depression, yes, you want to see if there are things you could do to help them to come out of that darkness. But what you don't want to do is be like, you got to get back to your old self. No, let's find out what things can make you happy and bring you joy and fulfillment in today's world that you live in. I thought it was excellent. I really did. I thought it was excellent. I thought that this conversation that she had was really good. Do I want you to go over there and listen to it? Sure, but not till you finish listening to me. Ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't I want you to hear it because it's great. But I would also love for some people to reach out to me who are willing to have these conversations, because conversations about dating, conversations about sex, conversations about menopause, conversations about being a grandmother and accepting what that is when you still be trying to be out here in these streets. It was like, my grandson just turned 7. I know you can't believe I got a grandchild that's 7 years old. I know, me either. Me either. But I also got a 29-year-old. So, there's that. Who is their mama. So, but I know that it's like, okay, I have a grandchild that's 7. I'm not yet 50. I still want to date people, and I'm a grandma. When I was thinking about my grandma when I was younger, and I probably was like 11 or 12, and I still was looking at that chick like, just make the food in the kitchen and then go upstairs and lay down. Like, I literally thought my grandma just was making food in the kitchen, going upstairs, laying down, watching TV, and going to work because I knew that she still went to work. It was like she living life. She might have wanted a date. My grandma might have been flirting with men at the job. What? But she probably was. And I have to stop looking at my grandma like she wasn't, a woman out here in these streets. Because I am a whole woman. Now, I saw my mom as a woman. Because I really didn't see my mom as a mom. Just to be honest with you, we don't got to talk about that trauma. But I did see my mom as a woman. But I didn't understand my grandma was a woman until I became a grandma. And then I was like, wait, my grandma was a woman with feelings and wants and emotions that didn't have nothing to do with her kids and her grandkids. You know? And I just would love to have these conversations so that we are okay with not chasing some young girl's body at the gym, without chasing, some young girl's face in our skincare routine, with still being honest and saying, I want my back blown out sometimes because I am a woman. You know what I mean? Because I am a sexual being. Whether I'm 22, I'm 42, or I'm 52, I'm still a sexual being. Y'all know that did y'all ever hear that, like, at the nursing homes, some people really be trying to bang out at the nursing homes. These 70 and 80-year-old people, sexual beings exist. And I should not be ashamed of wanting to have sex because I'm not 25. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we need more of those conversations had so that more people can, more people in the middle age can be free in themselves, so that we don't have to walk around uptight and acting like, no, all I do is just, go to church and pray and make biscuits and try to, work on my retirement plan. Let's be real, because when I'm talking to people, that's not how people talking. They just don't want other people to know they talking like that. They just be like, no, sit with your legs crossed, put your prayer cloth over your leg, over your lap, and just shut your face. That's not really how they be. They be fake. And since we're talking about prayer cloths, we can go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is that daggone Pastor Keion, who is Shawnee's husband. Y'all know Shawnee used to be married to Shaq, then was on the Basketball Wives with Tammy Roman. You know Shawnee. Okay, so Shawnee is married to a pastor, Pastor Keion. I don't know his last name, don't care. It's a viral video going around where the pastor was on the stage praying, and there was a woman and she was in the back, right? And he went over and told her to hush that on up. There is lots of people out here talking about, we be knowing when the people be fake at church and she need to be doing all of that, and that's why the pastor was right for doing what he did. Let me tell y'all something. A couple of months ago, I guess it was for Christmas service. I think it was for Christmas. It don't matter. For one of these services a couple of months ago, I want to say it was Christmas or New Year's Eve, a church in Atlanta was swag surfing. Y'all know we surf. Y'all know the swag surfing. Okay, so they was doing that dance and it went viral, and a bunch of the church people was like, that's wrong. You can't be having the people see that happening in the church, because what if there was new people there? What if there was some unchurched people and they was coming to get saved, and now they thinking that they could just be dancing like they in the club? Swag surfing ain't sexual, so I don't know why you can't do it, but we're going to keep on pushing. This pastor telling this woman to shush, those same people were just like, well, she shouldn't be making all that noise, and she don't need to be distracted, and she don't. And I said, no. What about them same visitors, them same unchurched, who don't know the story? Because the story that the pastor gave when he went on Tamron Hall's show, which was messy in itself, Tamron, I'm surprised and disappointed in you, boo, but okay. He went on Tamron Hall's show beside his wife and was saying that this woman has been known to do this same situation for the past 4 years. And that they've talked to her and basically told her they don't want her making no noise. And so because they've been telling her for 4 years that they didn't want her making no noise, he had enough. So he told her to shut up. And my problem with that is if in the 4 years this has not been a corrected behavior, then maybe it is a genuine behavior for her. That's number one. Okay. Number two, if you are so distracted by it, does not mean that it is distracting to other people enough that you needed to tell her to be quiet in front of the congregation on a Sunday morning, when you know it's not just these people in this building, but the people you broadcasting to because they go live on their services. That's number two. Number three, if she's been such a problem, why did she get the email for the color coordinated outfits to wear and allowed to still be on what I assume is the choir, still standing up there with the pastor? Why is she on the stage? Because you could have sat her down at any time. You could have sat her down. She could have been doing that screaming from the congregation, but she's still up there. And why is that? And number four, if we all don't know the story of the 4-year thing, all we see is a pastor telling somebody that we believe is catching the Holy Ghost to be quiet because he want to be heard more than the Spirit taking her over. That then means that everybody else in there who is a visitor would be like, oh, I'm not coming here because I don't even know. Like, what if I catch it and he tell me to be quiet? We don't know what the parameters are on when the pastor going to tell people to shut their face. And so that is a bad look. And I made a post saying that there are so many of us who work in the church, who have been not just pew goers, but been involved in all kind of ministries. And we know that there are, and just be honest, we know that there are lots of people who you let those people do what they do, the screaming, the shouting, the running. You know they're gonna run if the pastor say the word left, and then they just take off running. Like, you know, those kind of people exist in the church, and we let them do that kind of stuff and then talk about them in the back. And saying like, oh, I've had an usher say, maybe you could be quiet. Oh, I've had somebody else say, maybe you shouldn't. Then how do I know when the shouting is okay? If I'm not that woman, how do I know when the shouting is okay if you tell her in front of everybody to be quiet? If she's seeking attention, then why as a pastoral team, did they not go to her? Have they not? And he didn't put this in his explanation. Don't be like, you didn't know. Maybe he did. He was quick to say, I had some people talk to her and ask her not to do it no more, but he did not say, we offered her counseling for whatever is going on that's so deep that she got to cry out every week. He didn't say we offered her counseling. He didn't say we tried to work with her on some issues. And if she has an issue that can't be contained, then you as the pastor, as the leader, you deal with that. Take a pause while she's doing it and come back. If the Lord is leading you, he'll keep on guiding you through that prayer, baby. He will. He know what's happening. He didn't just send you Pastor Sunday. He sent her there too. And maybe the lesson is in how you supposed to handle it, not how she's supposed to behave. And maybe you missed it. And we don't want to talk about the pastor sometimes missing the lesson, but baby, I'm telling you, I think that pastor was the one who missed the lesson on this one. And these pastors keep doing this. They keep doing this. And this is what puts a bad name for the church. Not for God, but for the church. Because y'all are playing a game. Y'all are on stage, and y'all forgetting that y'all not on, that this ain't entertainment, but y'all trying to entertain more than y'all are trying to capture souls for the kingdom. And when you do that, you get lost sometimes in the entertainment part of this, in the name of Jesus. And I just want to tell some of y'all that he is not pleased. He is not pleased by your entertainment either. He is not pleased by your lack of a pause, pastors. He's not pleased by that. He is not pleased by your lack of discernment in knowing that this Sunday will I am the one being tested right here, right now. Because maybe that was his point in learning how to pivot. And he did not do that. And so maybe this for you who is listening is your message now to learn how to pivot. That some things you may think were supposed to go one way, they're not going that way. And even though it looks like it could go that way, if other people do what they're supposed to do, maybe it is you who should be pivoting. I hope you take that as a lesson today, because that's all the lesson I got to give. Okay, I'm trying to have a good weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend coming up. For all you mothers, happy Mother's Day. For all of you women who take care of children in whatever way you do, happy Mother's Day. Yes, I hope that you have a relaxing day if that's what you so please. I hope you have a fun day if that's what you so please. Don't cook. Make somebody else do it. Unless you don't have people around, and then cook you the best meal that you like for yourself. Don't worry about what anybody else think you should have. Don't worry about what people saying they gonna have. Cook what you want, or go and sit at a place where you would like to eat that nobody ever want to go to. Go there. Do you for you. Take them babies if you got to. Dress them out cute. Get yourselves dressed up cute. Whatever cute is for you in your house, get them dressed up like that. Go to the park, hang out, take some pictures with your babies, have fun, blow some bubbles. If it's just you and your kids, that's how it was for me back in the day. It was just me and my kids. I had to make up what it was going to be, what kind of fun we was going to have. And you could do that. Mother's Day don't got to look like brunch for everybody. Mother's Day don't got to look like going to church for everybody. Mother's Day don't got to look like it. You make it up. You make up the day. You, the mother, make up how you want that day to be. My plan is that I'm going to go to dinner with my kids. I also want to go to the botanical gardens because they have like a under the sea exhibit going on right now, so we'll probably walk around and do that. I really want to put on a cute dress and but comfortable shoes and walk around and do that. And maybe I won't, and we'll wear some cute little rompers or something and go get on bikes and bike around for a little while if the weather permits. That's what I want to do. We was gonna go do that VR gaming thing, but we would need to take my grandson because we don't have no family. It's just me and my kids, right? And so since we don't have no family to watch the baby, we would have to pay for him too, and it's $60 something, and he don't be trying to have $60 worth of fun at 6. I mean at 7. It's just not going to hit. And so to do one that would be appropriate for kids just wouldn't be fun for the rest of the group. So we just not going to do the VR. I'm going to do that at another time. But maybe bike riding, because he could get on a bike with his mama, or they could do the scooter and we could roll that way. But either way, I plan on having a good day. I hope that you have a good weekend as well. Don't forget to share this podcast with your friends. Get the conversation started. Have them subscribe to the podcast. It's free, y'all. Y'all don't gotta pay a thing. Subscribe. Also, don't try to kill yourself for your job. They'll replace you next month if you decide to leave. I promise you, the job will still run if you don't go in. And if it can't run if you don't go in, do better at making sure somebody else could do it so you could take time off. Do better at that. Drink your water, take your vitamins, stretch your body, and see me back here next week. Bye, y'all. You've been listening to the JusSayin podcast with me, Daddy. See you later.